Hello, everybody. It is Sarah Lauk, the host of Unmuzzled, a podcast. It's all things animals all the time. That's why it is spelled P-A-W-D cast. I already know this is going to be a good podcast because we're going to have a dog in the frame. So for those of you that watch this on video, you're going to be clicking just to see the dog. You're not going to care about me or Kim talking. You're going to just love seeing Koko in the background. Before we get there, presenting sponsors, you're up. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsors. Canine Cruise is the place to take your pet. They offer dog and cat boarding, dog daycare, pet retail, and mindful day school. Tons of indoor space with a huge yard. Canine Cruise is your one-stop shop for professional pet care in Chicago. Kiki's Corner Natural Pet Foods in downtown Winfield, just a block south of CDH Hospital on the railroad tracks. Kiki's has all your food and health aid needs for dogs and cats. Kiki's Corner for a healthy, happy pet. Thank you, presenting sponsors. I'm going to bring Kim in right now. Hello, Kim. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for having Koko and I today.
Yes. So this is Koko, who is going to just attract all of the streamers on this podcast. Adorable. And we're going to get to her story. Before we get to Kim, and I was just talking to her about this offline, not live, is I got a text alert today from NBC News. First of all, I have text alerts for a reason. They've been really hard to look at lately. NBC Select handpicked more than 100 genuinely good Prime Day deals that are worth buying. Okay, number one, no. No. The fact that that's a text alert, I have a problem with everything else going on. But number two is, for you, those of you that know me, you know that I quit corporate America and television and NBC and Comcast to have my own business and run my foundation because I couldn't take it anymore. Could not take it anymore. And I can go over the myriad of things that I could not take anymore. But it was really difficult, and I am begging everybody to please, this holiday season, when you're giving, please shop small businesses. I have already started it. I have handcrafted things that I bought online. Oh, there, my friend is going to see his gift now. I have shopped small. I have started to shop vendors that support Live Like Roof Foundation, that support my pet care business. Please, please, please get Prime Days and support these small businesses that really, 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 really need people right now. And Kim is a perfect example of that. And I have thankfully gotten to know her in the past year, which is amazing. She has started a small business that is doing really big things and really important things for the pet care industry and pets and humans. But Kim, just go through, number one, who's Koko falling asleep during our podcast here? And then obviously Koko's Kitchen is named for her, and she's such an important part of your life that you created a business really around her and her health.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Sarah, thanks again for letting us tell our story today. And I just want to echo the courage that you had to leave and start again and the great work you're doing. It very much mirrors our story as well. Yeah. I am a recovering corporate professional after 15 plus years working in HR, particularly in healthcare and CPG companies. And I really realized that my sense of purpose was unfulfilling. I was doing work that was meaningful for some, but not necessarily meaningful for what I want to do in my direction of the world. So I started Koko's Kitchen a year ago in honor of my service dog, Koko. She is a joy. She changed my life so much in so many different ways. But I really wanted to give something back to her and for all the dogs out there who, really are family. So Koko's Kitchen is really a commitment to nourish dogs from the inside out, starting with what goes into their bowl. And in our case, a cone or a lick mat. We do functional frozen treats for dogs. That's all we do, that are non-dairy. They are allergen friendly and really made from everyday ingredients that we can find at our house. So everything's human grade and everything is really fit for our dog from a health perspective. Yeah.
And I know for those of you that listen to this podcast every week, I talk about it so much about how much more, and again, in the last 5, 10, 15 years, how much more people care about their pets and what they're putting in them, what you just spoke about. But it's not just that. Like, I feel like, a lot of times we see, you might be a vendor at a fest and people see kind of the surface. And then when they talk to you and realize, like, how much research you've done, how much work you put into it, how much you continue to educate yourself about it. Like, that stuff is so meaningful, and it's not easy. Like, that's the thing. You don't just put things together and like hope it works. So how much of it has been trial and error and seeing what works? And number one is like making sure that the pets like it. You have to have a product that they like. Sometimes dogs will like eat anything, but that part of it is not easy.
No, you're right about that. And we have literally built all of our formulas from scratch. I started this journey when my puppy was teething. So Koko was teething. She was going through it. And I wanted to give her something that made her feel better, but it was also good for her. And I wasn't really happy with the commercial options at the time. So I just started researching, what can I give my dog that's holistic? And I ran into ice. My partner and I actually make human ice cream, and I quickly wanted to connect the two dots, right? I eat ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I thought, well, if I could make an ice cream that's actually better for a dog and could heal or support their, inflammation or gum challenges, then that would be a win. And I know a lot of pet parents have similar challenges when they bring home a puppy or a dog that maybe has lost their teeth, such as at seniors. So we literally research every single ingredient that we put into our treats. We don't just look at something and go, oh, that looks healthy. There's a great story I tell about parsley. One of our favorite recipes is called Very Good Dog. It is made with fresh whole strawberries and parsley. And we specifically use curly leaf parsley and not Italian parsley, because curly leaf parsley is better for dogs. So that type of ethos, that quality, transparency, is centered to what we do. Our tagline is real food, real love, real good. Our intention around plants is that we believe that plants can be not just better for dogs, but better for the planet. So we have chosen to not include meat into our treats. There's a lot of meat-based options, but really think about herbs, fresh fruits, vegetables, seeds, things that do come from the earth that are sustainable, that can also be beneficial to the pet.
Which is so awesome. I mean, so if you think of my world and animals with cancer, so I remember, we put in our care packages a McDonald's gift card so that when a dog is going to chemo, can get a burger or ice cream, or unfortunately they're saying goodbye, they can get an ice cream cone, because that's what we did with Rue, like that when he was dying, we didn't care what he was eating. And we hear that a lot, oh, I'm giving my diabetic dog this before they pass away, or, people just go crazy with it. But, I also got a lot of flack, rightfully so, I think. And it's okay. I can, I sometimes can admit when I'm wrong now that I'm 50 and I'm like, okay, I was wrong there. But people would say, like, that sugar's like feeding the cancer. Like, and it's true. And my comeback was always like, okay, well, we don't know how long he has. But now and even like whipped cream, we always are doing pup cups. And but then I'm like, well, now they have these like pup cups that are made by a pet brands, like same with the ice cream. Like, so why wouldn't we do that instead and support small businesses instead of, McDonald's? But, it used to take me a lot to admit I was wrong, because I was so hard-headed about Rue and what I decided to do. But really, it is true, because I'm sure that you see a lot of that where people are like, oh, I'm going to just give my dog a pup cup. Like, instead, why don't you pay a little bit more and actually improve their quality of life with these? And they're not ice cream, right? I wanted to mention that too, because I know that says that on the website. You're very concerned with that terminology.
Yeah, no, I mean, what I love about this conversation is just, even Rue and his legacy continues to shine through our conversation. I actually just lost our family pet to bladder cancer 2 weeks ago. And one of the last things he ate was a Coco's Kitchen frozen treat, which brought me so much joy. Because to your point, we believe in the intersection of function and fun. We think you can give a treat to a dog or a meal to a dog that actually is better for them and is tasty and that they really enjoy. And you love watching them eat it. It's super cute to watch a dog eat ice cream. And we interchange the words, but if we're being purists, we make functional frozen treats. They look like and perform like ice cream. You can put it in a cone or a lick mat. But there's something more to the story because it doesn't have the milk, the fat, the sugar, the eggs. These are things that we have intentionally kept out of our product. Because at the ethos of our company is around shared joy, right? I want to feel good as a pet parent knowing that what I give my dog is going to support their health needs, their nutritional needs, their engagement needs. But I also do want to treat my dog, right? And so we want to demystify that process for pet parents. We also don't believe in judgment. I also started this journey because I realized there's so many dogs that just can't have the treats on the shelf today. They either have developed a meat allergy or they have a grain sensitivity or soy or corn or any of the other 9 most common ingredients. And I thought about what are those dogs getting? Can they have some joy too? And so when I hear your story, I first just say, yes, take care of your dog, comfort your dog, but also know that there are small businesses really trying to disrupt kind of the pattern, the common logic that dogs can eat anything and really give them foods that are better for them and can overall long-term, treat them into, their golden years.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think we talk about this all the time at Rue. Like all you want is more time. And, sometimes people will do anything, even if it costs a lot of money for months, weeks, like days, and that is saying something when you, and again, we've seen this pet ownership really, like people really growing with their pets and trying to understand what is good. And, we talk about this with Farm to Pet all the time, the one ingredient chicken chip, like, why didn't anybody think of that before Jackson? It's like, and like this, like what you're doing, it's awesome. And it's great for the dog. It's not like a normal treat where you're just satisfying them to make them happy or make them do something, which I love. So the other thing I was going to say is it's just incredible that this has been going for a year, and it's not only your concerns about animals, but like the planet. Like you don't use any plastics in anything that you do, which I think, says a lot because you also are not just caring about like what you're putting out there, but also like what you're doing to the earth, it's awesome.
Thank you for that. I really wanted to be intentional. I thought if I was going to leave an environment that I knew where I was comfortable and, thriving professionally to create my own space, I wanted to start with values. And so for us, sustainability was not going to be performative. We've intentionally chosen recyclable, compostable cups, 100% plastic free, because we thought about not just the user experience, but what happens to our packaging, what happens to our footprint after the dog has enjoyed the treat, the human bond has been, reinforced. So that's been really fun. It also goes back to the products that we use. We try to look at regenerative, sustainable, non-GMO ingredients when we can. We really want to source things that are local as well. I love to shout out the small businesses. There are so many beautiful suppliers in the city of Chicago where we're based, where we can go and get some local basil that's grown, or we can find local honey. These are all ingredients that are central to our formulas that we also think can be about community.
Yeah, the other thing that I love about your website too, is I know like we all are like, oh, these blueberries are really good for dogs, but you explain like really what the value is in all of these things that you're putting in, these frozen treats there. I got it right. Yeah. But I love that because, even if you were immersed in the pet food industry or the pet care industry or the nonprofit pet industry, like you still don't remember. And, we always have people on our pages talking about turmeric, and it is like really it's powerful.
Yes.
So I do love that too. Can you kind of, this is hard, and I hate when people ask me this question, but can you see, because you've been doing this only a year, can you see kind of a year from now where you want to be, what you want to do? Do you want to see your brand in maybe some corporate stores to get you some legs out there? But can you see like a year from now?
Absolutely. I will say, when I had literally a vision for starting Koko's Kitchen, I thought about it not just in the micro, my own home, but how to support people in the Midwest and nationally. So our vision is to be a nationally recognized brand that is doing good. We are intentional about that. We may not fit for every big box retailer. We have these values and this ethos that I really don't want to change. I'm super protective. But there are a lot of places out there, whether it's independent retailers, it's e-commerce, it's natural grocery stores, it's luxury, hospitality places that really think about the future of how we interact with our pets. I like to say the future is dog. And I'm not just pro dog. I love all animals. So whether it's cats or rabbits or, horses or anything else that we get the privilege of helping nurture as human beings through our human experience, we want to celebrate. So yes, the vision in a year, I see us in more places so that we can have a reach. Shout out to the sponsor of your podcast, Canine Cruise. That's one of Koko's favorite places. We actually have our product there, and we're actively, onboarding new partners every week.
Yeah, if you made that shirt, "The Future is Dog," I'd buy one. So just maybe think about adding that to your online store.
Yes.
Obviously, the shirts would be made of recyclable material, everybody.
Absolutely.
So 2 other quick questions for you. So are you doing right now everything out of your house?
No, I wanted to build this company. I don't want to necessarily say the right way. We don't judge, how companies get started, but we did our due diligence. For the first 6 months, we didn't create anything. We really learned the different regulatory requirements. We learned what was possible, and we do make everything out of an FDA inspected commercial kitchen, right in the Chicagoland area, which is really exciting. And we take that seriously, quality, transparency, the way we manage the product from a food safety perspective. Even though we're not using dairy or meat, we still, I think the highest compliment I can get is being able to serve somebody else's dog and have them enjoy that experience. And that is in everything that we do.
Yeah. And then the other question was about shipping, because I don't know, like, how do you ship these things? I know people are going to ask that, and they're going to ask it. We're doing, just so everybody knows, we're doing we always do this, these little like vignettes for small businesses that support Live Like Brew. Really has nothing to do with this podcast, but just so everybody knows, when you go to do your holiday shopping, we'll have all of these vignettes of places that you can shop for your friends, for yourself, for your partner, for whatever. And so Kim will be part of that. So I know one of the questions though will be like, okay, how am I getting this fresh to my doorstep?
Absolutely. Well, luckily for us, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. People have been enjoying ice cream for a really long time. So we can ship. We have the capability to ship, and we love to ship. And we do that on dry ice, and we typically do that 1 or 2 days so that product does maintain its integrity. So I would encourage anyone, you can go on our website, Treats by Koko's Kitchen, Koko with a K. You will see all of our offerings there. There's a lot of different flavors for different preferences and needs for dogs. We also have a new product we're launching. It's a popcorn. It's a dog-friendly popcorn. No salt, no sugar. But yeah, so we can certainly ship. If you're local, we always invite people to come to our kitchen. People do pick up. They send me a text and they say, hey, I'm in the area, or I will be. Can you meet me? Absolutely. We enjoy that. And we also deliver. So those are 3 different ways you can find us. And we would love and be honored to be considered this season for your holiday shopping. And if it's not for you, for a dog that you really want to treat.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to actually start making this part of like our bucket list things, because it's just awesome that you ship, number one. And I would love to replace our McDonald's gift cards with something like this. It'd be great. And it's like, why haven't McDonald's has done nothing to support us, and I understand, but what is funny about that is that they say they don't promote their animals eating their food. They don't promote pets eating their food. And I'm like, but people are eating it. So it's just like, I gotta get away from that. But yeah, she has gift cards on her website, and like, you just go and look at the flavors, and then go and look at what these things do for your pets, because it is really amazing just how you've concocted these potions into these frozen treats. But thank you, Kim. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that I have met you through the work, and I know how tough and what a hustle it is to do fasts. I just told my last guest, like 7 weeks of events, and I am evented out. And no offense to people, but I'm peopled out for a bit. It is really hard sometimes to, market yourself and give the same speech over and over. And then, you may give a sample and they still walk away without buying it. So I appreciate that hustle. I know how hard it is. But I would say, like, just a year in, you're doing a great job, and I really appreciate you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sarah. People like you and your foundation are the reason why we do this. The community has been so giving. I'm so excited to get up every day and do something I'm passionate about, and do something that I feel very proud of. So it was nice to connect with you. I know Koko enjoyed it. She went to her second passion, tennis balls. So she's our chief quality officer. She tastes all the ice cream before we sell it. So that's how we know dogs like it. But she, easily likes to take breaks and play with her balls. So
I love that. By the way, just something that you said there, and again, if you listen to this podcast, you hear me preaching about it. I know how hard and scary it is to step away from what it has been your life forever, and you have overtime, you have comp days, you have to do these stupid online courses. No offense, I know you were in HR, but like when you take the leap, it is very, very scary for the first, even the first day I didn't go to work. I'm like, oh my God, I messed up. Like I should not have done this. It's really, really hard, but it's so worth it when you can do something that you love, which you just mentioned. And I think that's important for people to realize that. Is it hard? Yes. Once you get to the other side, is it worth it? It totally is worth it. And you will appreciate it even more when you can work for yourself, do something you love, hear amazing feedback from people that you are inspiring and helping by hopefully doing the same thing. And I'm always here. I said I don't want to people anymore, but I'm always here if anybody wants to, some words of advice of how to do it. It was not perfect. It was not easy. I know, Kim, you agree, but like it is so worth it once you get there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, echo that. Impact is something we get a chance to create and define for ourselves. So what a beautiful life we've been able to kind of figure out as we build the plane and fly it. But I go to bed every night happy, more centered, and really connected to a sense that I'm contributing something I want to give instead of being extracted for my talent, my time, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that, the traditional path. But I echo, encourage people, take the leap, take the risk, take a step forward.
And for everybody else that's not doing that, support these small businesses, please. I started with that. I'm going to end with it. Please, anything you can do to support these small businesses, especially in your own community. Just look outside your door and say, instead of buying that candle over there on does Pier 1 exist? Pottery Barn, I'm going to go. I like Pottery Barn, but go to the local store that is selling that, or go to Kim's store and say, hey, Kim, I'm on the doorstep. Give me some doggy frozen treats. Just please think about it twice. If I can say anything, please, for anybody that can do that, it would be really greatly appreciated. I know by all of my small business friends. So thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
We're going to say bye, Koko.
Oh, there's Koko. Koko, I love you. You're amazing. I love it so much. Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
Everybody, Kim, I mean, amazing. I feel so honored that I got to meet her through Live Like Guru, and I knew I had to have her on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Supporting sponsors, you're up. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Thank you to our supporting sponsors. On the corner of Montrose and Troy in Chicago's Irving Park neighborhood, you'll find a hidden gem known as Templestowe Pub. They have a great selection of local draft beers, and the Malort is always flowing. Oh no. Join us for a charity bingo event or a tap takeover with a local brewery. Don't want to leave your dog at home? All good, bring them along. Whether you're throwing darts or playing a banger on the jukebox, you're guaranteed to have an awesome time. So head on over to 3135 West Montrose and look for the old style sign. The Canine PT is Chicago's highest rated dog physical therapy clinic, and they're dedicated to enhancing the lives of your four-legged companions as they age or when recovering from an injury. Give the gift of pain relief to your furry friend. They also offer a discount for rescue dogs. For more information, visit thecaninept.com. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.